lamps.
Yeah.
Lamps.
Lamps and then I will
Welcome to the
Oh,
pre-stream chaos.
All by myself. Where's the water? Oh, Alex, can you get the water from the fridge, please?
We're just gonna have Alex do it. Get the water, bitch!
I didn't make her go get the left.
Get the
Where
water.
did I? Turning your phones up. Can you text Cassie? Name that person. Individual.
I'll text Big C. Biggie C.
I almost called her Minx. Don't ask. I don't know.
Is there a particular water glass or am I just bringing you a
Oh.
water?
There was a water glass on the fridge in the room. You were closer to it than either of us. I said on the fridge.
I heard in the fridge.
I text the Biggie C. I text that Biggie C.
Do we want more water in our water glass? She says as she steals the water from me, so I guess Anna's getting it.
That's a nice ass.
Fuck you.
Fuck you too. I'll be most
My milkshake's gonna be sad and even more melty and...
It's already thick as fuck, boy.
Sorry. It's fine. We're in the waiting period anyways.
So we are here.
This is
You
true.
wanna switch up, huh?
Looks like we have a chat.
Yeah?
Looks like.
Nice.
What does it say?
Switch up. I'm a beautiful Bubba. Where'd my Bible go?
Oh god, I can't read.
It just says welcome to a chat room.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you too. What the fuck?
Fuck you, chat room.
Children, don't fight it.
The chat room didn't do anything. Be
Fuck
nice.
you, chat room.
Be nice to them. Where did my Bible go?
Where is your Bible?
It's all the way over there. Jeez.
Today we are going to be talking about the Bible.
Indeed.
These gays aren't ready.
It looks okay. Can they see you? I think they can scooch over that way then. So they can see you better.
They don't need to see me.
Yes, they do. You need to see your beautiful
No,
face.
they don't need to see me.
See how this is your partly your channel?
Yeah.
They
Hi.
already get to see me a lot.
And they get to see you more. That's why they're here.
So we hope.
What?
Are you being adorable there?
You have a chair there just for you. You want to sit in your chair?
She's scared of it.
She looked more confused by it than anything else.
She's confused why it's there and not in the spot it should be.
Come on up.
You can do it.
You can do it, jeez.
We've seen you do it before.
She was looking for me.
Well, you found her.
Toasty. There you go.
There's a baby.
Oh, get her.
Yes, it's me.
Best part of the stream.
It is, indeed.
Best part of the stream. It's a little toasty.
I'm toasty.
No toast.
She wants cuddles.
But today we're gonna be talking about
Exodus.
in the Bible.
In the Bible.
So, no, that's not for you. That's got lemon, sugar, and alcohol in it. Not for you. I will say though, with the lemon pear bullshit in there,
Mm-hmm.
you will probably want to make sure that it's like really finely.
Yeah.
there is at least like the pears they'll smush easy, but there is one piece of lemon that's like yay big.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Today we're having milkshakes.
Dusk.
Courtesy of Dusk.
Dusk had to use the blender for the first time in I think about 5 years. Terrifying. Especially when you smell fucking burning metal and you're just like, it's not supposed to do that. That particular sound is very terrifying.
It is terrifying. It's like Exodus.
Exodus is quite terrifying.
It's quite Yes.
But any small talk we want to discuss?
Small talk. Or hello.
Yes.
He's playing with something.
She found another fucking bread tie.
Oh God, where do they keep coming from?
Well,
Your butt.
bread tie is just what I call them, but it's actually your cord ties.
Oh,
Your disposable cord ties that they all came with.
gotcha. There she goes. Oh my God. That's so
But
cute.
anyway.
She's going crazy. But I mean, I have a funny story.
No,
Yeah.
good fun.
So our mom, and your mom-in-law, but our mom was to avoid paying for parking. She'll often like park on the side near our apartment, but our apartment has like a 2-hour limit. So every 2 hours I had to get up and move the car. And at some point I moved the car, and it was while I was driving the car that Mom texted me and was like, "Hey,
Don't you eat that.
Oh no. Texted me like, "Hey, come pick me up. I'm ready to go." Because she went up to the apartment.
I mean, at that point it was raining / snowing. I wouldn't
Yeah.
either, so.
It's fair. But yeah, and so I was like, "Okay, I'll be there in like a bit." And I made a mistake. So my mom works on a campus, on a medical campus, and there's like this one massively busy road that goes around in front of it. I'm trying to not say any road names.
You are slightly mistaken. It is cornered onto incredibly busy roads, and then a third busy road that wraps around the whole back of it.
There's a lot of traffic
Yeah.
around this whole goddamn campus
Yeah.
where
Do
she works.
need this for anything?
No.
Oh, she wants it.
You cannot get it!
She's so cute.
It's bad for you, but you keep trying to eat them.
And the cat's begging for the bread pie. But anywho, and so, but there's this one especially gnarly road, and I don't think it's that much busier than the rest. It's just that for some reason everyone on that road just goes apeshit.
Yeah.
Goes absolutely apeshit. What's traffic law? I don't know what that is.
Also, is that this one or that one? That
That one, yeah.
Yeah, that's also a divided road. That's basically it's like a highway.
It's like a mini highway, but hellish.
No, I do believe it is a highway.
It is like
It
a full-on
is.
highway.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Just because it has stop signs and whatnot does not mean it isn't a highway.
But no, I made the mistake. I was going down this road to get into the campus. I had to turn left. Turning left anywhere on this road, literally impossible.
Yep.
And like the lights too. We never got a green arrow. We got a blinking yellow arrow while there was green lights, or a red arrow, and like the traffic was backed up on the other side. And every time I thought there might be just the itsy gap, another car, like a whole, like that light turned green and a whole wave of cars just came through. And I was like, God damn it.
Yep.
And there was and I was there for a while, and there was this guy next to me, and we were both slowly scooching up. And there was quite a lineup behind us. And there was at some point, we had a red arrow, but it was right in the transition period, so no one was really moving that much, because everyone had a red light for like a second, and all of us in those two left lanes collectively went, "Fuck this," and just together ran that red light.
As a mom, you moved.
Yeah. You can't hit us all. You better stop.
Yeah.
Sometimes that is just what you have to do. Just like the guy.
Like, oh god, okay, he did not have to do that. That was terrifying to witness.
Did he flash his boobs?
No.
No, when we were going to Walmart.
There was a red arrow, and he stopped at the red
train
arrow.
tracks.
But the minute the train thing went down, as it to block people from getting the train tracks, he booked it. Like top speed. He barely made it through. He almost got hit by that train.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was scary as fuck.
Yes. Anyway. It is the day.
It's Friday.
It is the day.
You get tomorrow off?
I get tomorrow off. I can sleep.
Yes, sleep is good. I also get to sleep.
I can finally sleep. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I do not get to sleep.
In your day.
Yay. It's a lesbian.
Do you see what bullshit I have to live with?
I'm totally straight, guys.
Don't mind my wife.
Yeah, don't mind my wife.
We're straight.
Yeah, we're totally straight.
I was given advice by a couple of friends. They said never live with your sibling. Now I know why. 'Cause they're just gross.
Good to hear. This is why you don't live with your siblings. This is also
You don't live with your siblings because you have to fucking read the Bible.
That too.
okay. We'd be doing that even if we weren't living together. Grandma
Yeah.
made this wager. We're going with it, and we need to text her tomorrow.
Do we? Oh, that's right, because
Yeah.
it's next month.
We have to give her monthly updates.
Well,
Anywho, are we ready
Mm-hmm.
to discuss the first half of Exodus? We were supposed to get through all of Exodus, but I suck.
Okay.
So we're going up to
First half.
chapter 22, which is a little over half.
it is.
They've gotten out of Egypt at that point.
Yes, long.
So-
Yes, definitely.
So, I think I know what we're doing.
You were the one who's actually read/heard the whole goddamn thing, so
Yeah.
okay.
Anyways.
I want pickles.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't like pickles.
Now, I want pickles because I want deep fried pickles. You don't want pickles.
No, you keep pickles.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Anyways, we should do the actual intro.
Anyway. Hello, everybody.
I'm Macaroni.
Mozzarella.
And I'm Dusk.
We are doing our Heathen Bible study as the Cheesy Gays. This is because our grandmother challenged us to read the Bible in a year, and if we succeed by the end of December 2023, we will each get $1,000. This is a wager she bet with our entire extended family. She is wealthy. She is using it inappropriately, in my opinion, but I will not say anything to her face because I want that money.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Granted, the only reason we think that is because it's the Bible, but we all hate the Bible and all that fun stuff. Not necessarily hate the Bible, but you know what we mean.
Right now I do.
Religion.
Right now we do, but it's not like a. It's very much a holy shit. There's shit in here, and that's not good shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were actually that wealthy, I would just be like, hey, all the grandkids and whatnot, let's do a fucking book review. Not book review, book club. And I will, and because I have money, why not? Why not have money be a nice prize?
Yeah, I mean,
But it wouldn't be, but it also would not be an
It wouldn't be
ultimatum like this.
it also wouldn't be religious text, and also she,
Unless we all wanted to.
Yeah.
and also the other aspect for me with this woman is, she likes to financially fuck people over.
This is true.
Like, Alex, or, God damn it. My siblings and I were all supposed to be trust fund babies, and none of us are because she has favorites. So.
And
Her
just to let
favorite
anyone who comes across this know, it's not even like live off it forever trust fund babies. It's literally like
Like college.
Like
Our
college.
was supposed to be paid for, not
Yeah,
actual.
and not like living while at college, just the college.
Just we wouldn't have wellness.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's what we were promised, and
I'm her favorite.
I have bad news for you, honey. That's not your fault. She's just really fucking racist.
Well, seeing as how she did text Mom, the couple days ago, and they were talking, and she's like, well, I hope whatever's going on between the two of them doesn't come to fruition.
Joke's on you, Grandmama. We're married. Fuck you. This is my wife now.
This is probably a good thing we decided not to use this as proof.
It's very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Exodus.
Anyway,
Exodus.
So there was a bouncing baby brat, alright?
Okay, we gotta start just a little bit before that.
Fine.
Yeah.
So, I'll go ahead and do it. So, if anyone has watched or caught any of the last Bible study, we finished Genesis, which is the story of Joseph. So basically, Joseph got sent over to Egypt as a slave, and at the end of all this rigmarole, he's just like, yes, my whole family, come in and multiply and basically take over Egypt. And it has backfired on them. Horribly.
I know.
They rolled for initiative and got a 1.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I feel like because they succeeded in their goal, which was just to make babies, they just didn't realize that success would come with problems.
Okay.
Initiative means
But
order in battle.
Yeah.
oh, I'm stupid.
They rolled a 1 on their initiative, so they go last. Egyptians went first. Egyptians made the first move.
Yeah.
And Egyptians won that fucking thing.
Well, see, mine not.
They rolled decently on their charisma between each other so that they could make plenty of babies, but not with Egypt.
I don't roll right now. I will one day, but not right now. Anyway, Exodus.
I'm still technically a newbie. Not Savette at tabletop role games. Has not even looked at a book.
Not yet.
So.
Anywho. But,
Are you over there making weird ass noises?
always.
Always, I know you'll
Um,
be at my show. Anyway, so you wanted to start.
but yeah, well, because there's a little bit before we get to Moses being born.
Yeah.
I know it was like, the Egyptians were like, oh my god, there's too many Hebrews. They're gonna get too strong and take over and make plans against us. So let's make life really fucking hard for them. That won't make them bitter against us and want to kill us.
And let's give them all a very late abortion for all the guys.
Very late abortion. I don't know, I just found that stupid. Oh, they could take over our kingdom and they're becoming too strong. Let's just enslave them. That won't make them mad. Granted, nothing happened until God stepped in, but
Yeah.
I find that shocking.
That's where both of us said they rolled a 1 on their initiative because it did nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, God saw an opportunity for drama and he fucking took it, okay?
Yeah.
Indeed he did.
The thing I'm learning through the Old Testament so far,
God's a bitch.
God's an ultimate drama king.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And a little bitch, but.
But yeah, the whole thing with the babies.
Right.
Though mine...
Said to drown the babies in the river.
I don't think mine actually said the babies were killed. There were nurses instructed to kill all the Hebrew boys, but they didn't do that.
Yep.
So, that didn't even happen. You wanted all the baby boys dead, but, they just kind of didn't do it. And then he was like, why'd you do this? Why didn't you kill the boys? And their excuse, or their reasoning / lie was that Hebrew women are really strong, and so they give birth to the babies before we can get to them.
Their excuse was basically the woman sneezed and the baby hopped out.
Yeah.
And I showed up while they were cleaning up.
And then the baby ran away like a fucking gingerbread man.
Yeah. But you know,
I mean, I imagine it's more of if the mother's already given birth to the baby and is holding the baby, if you try to take it from her to look at the genitals and then kill it, she's not gonna let you.
yeah.
At that point, it's not gonna happen.
Plus, what if they have an innie instead of an outie? How are you gonna sell them?
What?
You know, if they have an innie. The boys have the outies, right?
Yes, I've established, but you were like, how are you gonna tell them? And I'm like, by the innie or outie. That's how you tell. Our innies and outies are really obvious. We're not mice. We're birds.
Well, you can just tuck it up in there.
Babies aren't gonna do that right after being born.
Yeah, they run away like the fucking gingerbread man.
No, they don't. They don't have their legs don't work.
Their legs are jello.
Maybe we should sit up.
Oh,
Why not?
there's one of my children.
Fine.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'll project.
They can't see you very well, though.
But I can be seen right over your shoulder. I'm looking at the camera right now.
Okay.
It just looks really menacing.
you look like you have just like crept in while we're doing this Bible study, and you're just like, shh, they don't know I'm here.
They don't know I'm here. I'm sent by God to tell them, fuck you.
Yay.
They can see me just fine, honey. I'll make sure I'm in view.
Okay.
A very professional stream today, as you can all see.
Gang,
All of
gang.
you who are not watching.
Yes, fine. Don't mention that.
They'll watch later. That's what they do.
Yeah,
You just don't.
I know.
But yeah, and then Moses was born from a family of Levi, and she hid him for 3 months.
Yep.
And after a while, she couldn't hide him anymore, probably because he kept fucking screaming.
Yeah.
Well, that, and at least what I gather is about the time he was 3 months old is when Pharaoh gave the order to, okay, just gather up all of them and chuck them in the river. If they can't swim, they'll live.
Because they're mermaids.
They can't swim, they'll die. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But then the classic story, she put him in the basket and put the basket in the river where they were gonna put him anyways.
Yeah.
But I know it's in a basket, not like
Listen, he
in
would
the river.
have still died.
Basically, they made him a mini boat.
They did.
He would have still died if he was in a basket on the river.
Probably, but he didn't because the king's daughter found him.
And DreamWorks magic.
What?
And DreamWorks magic.
DreamWorks magic. But
Yeah.
eat.
Oh.
What?
So, like, you know, the Egyptians were like, let your babies go, you know?
Thank God. Here we go.
And then, you know, she sent Moses down the goddamn river. And so his sister follows him and sees that he's been picked up by this goddamn princess, you know? And so the princess is like, I don't have the milk in my ha-has. Ha. To feed this goddamn screaming child that I found in a fucking KFC basket. So, the little girl was like, oh yeah, I know somebody who has milk in their blah-la-la-la-la-las. So, like, she fucking goes to her mom and goes like, hey, guess what? Little bro, he's attacked by the princess.
The princess?
Yeah, because they ain't no milk in them titties, so he's attacked in his stomach from hunger. Let your titties go! And that's where we're at.
But yeah, Miriam follows the basket, and in my mind, it's less of that whole. I mean, it's the same, but like less wording wise. It was very much. She sees the princess pick him up, and is just like, "Do you need someone to feed that bitch?" I know someone to feed that bitch. And the princess is like, yeah, actually, I do need someone to feed this bitch. And he's like, yeah, I got you. She's like, yeah, I got you. And then she runs back. She's like, Mom, you'll never guess what. Mom, guess what? Mom, you'll never get. You'll never guess. Guess what? Mom.
You her mom's probably just like, what?
What do you want?
I'm grieving the loss of my baby boy.
I found him.
I found him, and he has an innie.
No, he doesn't.
What?
No, he does not.
We don't know. Things were weird back then.
You're weird.
But yeah.
But yeah, and then the mom gets paid to take care of her baby now because it's technically the princess's baby. God loves grifting. Granted, I don't think that's what the mom was thinking,
No.
but it just happens a lot in the Bible. And then he kills a bitch.
Yeah, he literally.
Like the
goes
next
say-
paragraph, he kills a
It literally goes
bitch.
from baby, he was a little baby, and then he stabbed him. I'm kidding.
Literally, DreamWorks does a lot with that early to young adult stuff, but yeah, no, literally in the Bible, it's literally, and he was a baby, and his mom was getting paid to give him milk, to nurse him, and then he grew up, and he killed a man.
Right.
There's a baby. Little did you know that he would grow up to be a criminal.
This streamery has so many special. The stream special today.
What, because Moses is a criminal?
You're a criminal.
It might also have to do with
am.
the fact that there is a good amount of vodka in these fucking milkshakes,
I already drank all mine.
and this is dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
He
he killed a man.
killed
As a
him.
baby.
As no.
You gotta skip over the grow up part and it's funny. Little infant just...
And then I know I had here, then Moses was afraid. He thought, now everyone knows what I did. My little annotation is, you could lie. You're kind of a borderline prince, or at very least definitely adopted son of the princess.
You're somewhere in the royal household, technically.
You could lie, and even if they don't believe you, they'd have to pretend they did.
That or
I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. It's
No,
not,
it's
but
not.
it's an option.
dude, they brought that up and again. I'm sorry. There's going to be a lot of
DreamWorks.
lot of references to DreamWorks Prince of Egypt.
Because it's better.
But it is. It is also a masterpiece.
The music is brilliant.
The art.
The art is brilliant. The animation.
Yes. I was just like, it's a good movie.
And what do we get from the Bible? He was a baby and then killed
Killed
a
a
man.
But anyways, in the DreamWorks version, Ramses is even like, dude, it's fine.
It's fine.
And Moses is literally having Moses having a crisis, not of people have seen me kill a man, but of, oh my god, my morality is down the drain.
Oh my god.
Ramesses is just like, it's fine, no one cares. You're fine.
You're not guilty, I swear.
That and Ramses is just a married pharaoh.
Yeah. But yeah, and then he just fucks off. Oh no.
Yeah.
The king had heard about what Moses had done and he tried to kill Moses.
Yeah.
Does that in mind. And so he fucks
Yeah.
off into Midian, where he finds Jethro and his 7 daughters.
Oh, also, you want
And
to know
he picks
something that's
one.
interesting in mine?
Hmm.
So it says, later on they call him Jethro,
Mm-hmm.
but in verse 18 of chapter 2, when they came to their father, Ruel,
Oh. Yeah.
and I'm just like,
Why is that?
Why?
Here have multiple names. names.
Yeah, it's not even like, oh, you have like a nickname and your real name, and that's what they keep calling you in between. It's like, if this is his name, now this is his name.
Mm.
But we still sometimes refer to him as this.
Mm.
Wait, what? No, what? Oh, and we also have this third, fourth, and fifth names that we sometimes use. But those are rare.
He's Jethro.
But we're just gonna call him Jethro.
Yeah, because that's how he's referred to as, at
Even
least as
though-
far as I know, as for the rest of the book.
Even though every single time I heard it, I thought he was saying death row, but that's just me.
You are also listening to an audiobook, so.
Yeah.
Apparently a poorly articulated audiobook.
So he picks the sexiest woman in the whole DreamWorks movie to marry, by the way.
Well, in the movie, yeah, but
In the
in here,
movie.
Jethro picks out which daughter Moses can marry.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
He's basically like, huh, you helped my daughters get water for their sheep. That must mean that you must make a good shepherd. I want to keep you around. Here, have my oldest. Get married.
not her. She's
And
your
Moses
property
is just
now.
like, well, sure, I guess. It's better than being out on the run on my own.
He's like, wow, I've been through so much and now I have to start a new life and I have a wife now.
Yeah.
Like like in the DreamWorks movie there was a bonding moment between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Like before they got married. Like there was a whole montage and everything. You know, he had her tied up and put in his room or some shit. Like, you
That
know,
was before that.
before that.
That was not a bonding moment.
That was not
was
a bonding moment.
That
The
was
bonding
some
moment
awkward
It
foreshadowing.
was bondage, but it was not a bonding moment.
The bonding moment is the fact that when she was running away and she knew that he had caught sight of her and he went like, gods, that way, the other way.
I thought the bonding moment is when she chucked him back into the well.
That is the bonding moment. But that's like the first bit where she goes like, you kind of see it in her face, she goes like, what the fuck, okay, I'm leaving.
Yeah, but that's the movie. And here, we're just like, I just ran away from Egypt. Old guy was like, wow, you must be good with my sheets and shit, and then gave him a chick.
I'm gonna marry this bitch so I can keep you here.
Yeah, exactly.
And immediately says that she bore him a son.
Trapped in a marriage.
That happens a lot in the Bible.
Yeah, it does. The woman doesn't really get a say.
You remember what happened to Jacob?
Yeah,
That was fucking years.
yeah. It's generational for sure.
But yeah, bore him sons. And then it was near the end of chapter 2 that they were like, they cried for help, the people of Israel, and God heard them and remembered the agreement, and he was concerned about them. And I was just like, just now you are? How long have they been like this? A fucking while. You're just now concerned.
You know he's gotta come in for the perfect moment of drama.
This is true.
This is always true.
And so he appears to her.
Mm. But yeah, and we have the burning bush.
Mm.
Yeah, and then he appears to him in a burning bush of all fucking things.
420 blaze it.
420.
Actually, I have
lettuce.
I actually do have a note for this that I kind of like.
Mm.
Hey, it's me, your family god, and I need you to do a thing for me.
Why can't you do it, God?
Because that's not interesting
Because then the
to
con
watch.
doesn't work.
But it's not interesting for him on his God TV to watch if he does it.
This is true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucker. Watch an anime. Bitch.
Enemies are invented yet.
Yeah, but he's all
Yeah.
powerful. He can time travel. It's
I
fine.
can watch futuristic anime.
God, imagine how all-seeing, like the omniscient
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of people like to give God. Imagine being like that because you're seeing literally the future at the same time you're watching Jacob for the 100th time fumble his way into trying to get himself an ass and wife.
Yeah. Dude,
Imagine how confusing and frustrating that would be.
yeah, but see, if he's all knowing and all, like, you know, stuff like that, he knows what exactly to do to
Yeah.
free these people. And just doesn't
He knew
choose
exactly
to.
what to do to keep this from happening, and he just didn't.
Mm.
Because he wanted to show off. Because I know in my Bible it says it multiple times that the reason this whole thing is happening, the reason they're enslaved to begin with, the reason God let them be enslaved, was so that he could show off.
Yeah.
He's like, I will have power over, I will show my might over Egypt, I will show them my miracles, and they will acknowledge me.
Mine specifically says one of the things, and this is a little bit later on in
Mm-hmm.
the book, this is when Pharaoh is chasing after them, after they left, but he specifically tells Moses, interesting.
Moas.
Mm-hmm.
He tells him, through all of this, I will gain glory and power over Pharaoh and Egypt.
Yeah.
He says that like 10 times.
So
Yeah.
many times.
Why does God sound like a warmonger?
Yeah.
I mean, there's theories that he was originally, before he became the only god, that he was like some kind of war god.
That would make sense. When he killed all the other ones.
Ugh.
But, like, also, so God's in this burning bush, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yo, Moses, go to the fucking, you know that guy who tried to fucking kill you? You know his son? The guy you grew up with? I want you to come into him. That's what the wording was, is come into him. Come into Pharaoh.
Mine definitely was pretty average. It was go to Pharaoh or go speak to... Actually, mine says king, not Pharaoh. Go speak to the king. Or go to the king. Or go to his court.
Oh, what does mine say? I
He
know
wants
it.
him to come inside of his adopted brother's ass.
Yeah, mine says go into Pharaoh.
See, not much better.
It's not any better at all.
He says that several times.
Although we are missing just like a huge chunk of the fucking burning bush conversation.
Mm.
It's not that important.
I mean, it's kind of a story everyone knows.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of repetition in this first half.
Oh,
So-
one thing I do have to mention about the burning fucking bush stuff.
Blaze it.
Other than blaze it. Okay? So, he's telling fucking Moses all this shit. Okay, we have to remind you, the fire on the bush is talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
For all we know, he could be high as fuck and there's something in the water or some shit, but he's just like, who the fuck are you? And God goes, I am who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Very unhelpful. Granted, I know my Bible has a little footnote saying that the Hebrew words for I am sound like the Hebrew name Yahweh, which is why God is often called Yahweh. So there's some weird translations where his name could just be Yahweh. He was saying, I am Yahweh.
Yeah.
And that's just how it got translated. Or he could have also just been the worst.
But
We
it-
don't know.
It's also
I don't know.
translated.
I'm not a theologist.
If that's the way they put the translation in, though, it's very bad.
I know. I even have my little annotation. It's like, I wonder how we got here in a translation sense.
I am
What
who
happened?
I am.
What happened here when translating? Especially since next it said, I am sent me to you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was supposed to say a name that just means I am, and not literally.
I am.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Although, that also sounds in keeping with our Bible's version of God, which is just, he is a drama bitch king gremlin who seems to enjoy that kind of shenanigery.
He does, doesn't he?
Speaking of which,
Mm-hmm.
we have in chapter 4, which is chapter 4, verse 24 through like 26, which is right at the end, right after the bush, talks, and they have their back and forth, and God gets angry, and all that fun stuff. Apparently Moses goes to a lodging place on the way, I guess, to Egypt, and apparently mine says at verse 24, at a lodging place on the way, the Lord met him and sought to kill him.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that too.
what
That was
the
so. There's literally just one paragraph where the Lord came and tried to kill him, but then his wife, I don't know how to pronounce her name, his wife circumcised their son and doused Moses with the fucking foreskin blood and said something relevant to that, and so God decided not to kill him. And I'm just like, what the shit? And then
Mine
it just
says
moves on.
she touched Moses' feet with the foreskin and said, surely you are a bridegroom of blood to me. Whatever the fuck that means.
I don't fucking know, but also, what? Yeah,
It was so confusing.
God was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker after
Right.
I told him to go do something.
I told
Yeah.
him to go do something. Like, it just comes out of nowhere and then it leaves. Like, I can read you the whole ass paragraph right now. As Moses, it's 424. As Moses was on his way to Egypt, he stopped at a resting place for the night. The Lord met him there and tried to kill him. But Zipporah took a flint knife and circumcised her son. She took the skin and touched Moses' feet with it. Then she said to him, you are a bridegroom of blood to me. Zipporah said this because she had to circumcise her son. So the Lord did not kill Moses. Meanwhile, the Lord said to Aaron, and then it just goes on from there. I'm like, where does this come from? What?
Yeah, and
We're just gonna gloss over
verse
that.
27, it goes immediately back to the main story.
Right?
And we're just gonna gloss over the fact that he wanted to kill Moses.
It's like, okay, if you're looking for your fucking next prophet, maybe,
Don't try to kill him.
yeah, don't try to, maybe try to do your criteria and matching and whittling down before?
You talking about the mission?
Yeah, before you decide that you're, this is just I've made you my prophet. Now I must test you. And if you survive...
Yeah. If you do survive. If you're
Uh,
minorly scathed, it's okay. Oh.
And then we have, the brotherly reunion because apparently Moses has, it doesn't say, I'm going to guess older brother?
Oh, it says older brother.
Oh, does it?
Later, it never says the words older brother, but it later gives their ages, and Aaron's 3 years older than him.
Oh, that's right.
Because somewhere it lists when they go to talk to Pharaoh, Moses is 80 and Aaron is 83.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're old.
But the brother that Moses has probably not seen, it's a little bit unclear because of just how everyone is reacting and getting along with everyone in these chapters. Probably has not seen since he was at least itty bitty, a year old or whatnot. And Aaron is just so happy to go out into the middle of nowhere to meet up with this guy that he's not seen since, again, yay high. And is just my brother!
Yeah,
It's just what the fuck?
Let us put plagues among Egypt together, my brother. We shall be warriors for God.
My precious brethren. My favorite precious brethren.
Yes. Sorry, I really want to get to the plagues bit, but you guys go ahead.
I think the only other thing I have is, it's kind of built off of what I was just talking about. In chapter 5, verse 4, the king of Egypt, so Pharaoh, basically calls both Moses and Aaron by name.
Yeah.
He specifically says, Moses and Aaron, why do you take the people away from their work? Get to your burdens. And I'm like, Moses is technically a free man. He was never a slave.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, yes. But ever since he was picked up by the...
Princess Leia.
Yeah, Princess Leia.
Yeah.
He's basically been a free man.
Yeah.
So he's been a free man for
A while.
yeah, all but like a couple months of his life. And Aaron, yes, Aaron's always been a slave, but like this implies that Aaron is at least highly placed enough that the Pharaoh knows him.
Yeah.
In my mind,
Well, it's also his mom was the wet nurse,
Yeah.
so
that might be part of it. And
Mhm.
this is so. One, I think there's two things going on. One, that the king probably loosely knew these people because they were his adopted brother's care family, not knowing that they were biologically related at the time. And or two, we don't get the details of the conversation in the early stages. They might have
Yeah.
said, "My name is Moses. My name is Aaron."
But at the same time,
They could have just.
the fact that they went to Pharaoh at all,
Mhm.
this is something like, one, you have Moses, who's technically a free man, yes, but is not a merchant, not here, he's not here, yes, he's here specifically to see Pharaoh, but it's generally not a thing that you just walk up and go straight to
Mhm.
whoever's at the top of the chain. He
Yeah.
would have been dealing with a lot of, especially since this had to do with the Hebrew slaves, he's probably talking first to overseers and whatnot.
yeah,
So the fact that he even got to Pharaoh,
yeah,
at which point, and again, they may say their names, but the fact that he bothers to recall them by name at the end of it,
yeah,
again, that does imply either it's a storytelling bit, because it makes no sense, or it really does imply that he does know them. At which point, but the point I'm trying to make is, Aaron is probably would then have to be highly placed enough that he doesn't actually have burdens. He's not a common laborer.
I think it's just a storytelling bit.
yeah.
The Bible's never historically accurate. Literally,
Yeah.
anytime.
I mean, I'm not
they always
disagreeing
are
with
just
you.
they always just talk to royalty without any issues, no matter who it is.
That is true.
So.
It was something that struck me.
Mhm.
So I'm like, there's a lot there that either got cut out.
Could you imagine for a second they go up to try to set an appointment with Pharaoh, and they're up at this receptionist's desk, and the receptionist is sitting there.
No, she's writing.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no computers. That's not.
Oh, yeah. She's like hammering away at some wall or something.
They had paper.
I don't know what they had. Okay.
Paper. Egyptians
Okay.
invented paper.
They paint stuff on paper and shit. Okay, but she's like, okay, so we can get you in 3 to 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's probably how it would have been.
Yeah.
Because I also wouldn't be surprised on some level if if the king Pharaoh was also just like, even if Aaron was high enough so that he didn't have to work and Moses had been a free man for a while, if it also was just he knew they were Hebrew, so in his mind they should be working regardless.
This is true.
So
It's one of those where it struck me as odd.
I don't know.
Like it really it really does sound like a child is the one who got their version written down.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he accuses the Hebrews of growing lazy. Statement that you shouldn't make. And then he does this whole thing where you now have to gather your own straw but still make the same amount of bricks. And it's just like, my guy, you are not helping your case. I know it was like, so this, go and get your own straw wherever you can find it, but you must make as many bricks as you made before. And I have a little blurb, I in my annotations, I'm like, you're going to get a lot less bricks and a lot more riots.
Yeah.
My note was, it's like, we have a messenger?
It says, hi, hello. It's 5 a.m. here, but I figured I'm gonna find a stream before bed. How are y'all doing?
We're doing okay. How about you?
I'm determined to get this last little bit, but the straw keeps getting in the fucking way. I'm sorry, hi.
It's okay. But yeah, we were reading the Bible. I think it's like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock here.
9:06.
Oh god, my sense of time is fucking. But yeah, you should go to sleep at some point. Sleep is good for you. But I'm not gonna tell you to leave. But yeah, thank you for joining us. We're talking about Exodus. And how if you ask people to do more things in a smaller amount of time, you're going to just get more angry people. Granted, it never comes to that in the Bible because of course not. But like, it's still just like in real life, he would be getting less bricks and a lot more riots.
Yeah.
A lot more just people fucking mad.
Oh, also the thing I'm thinking of, I'm like, dude, these are your bricks for your houses.
Shit.
That, like, when you have, like, straw that's regulated, again, it's regulated, it's gathered, you know what's in it, for the most part. You know that it's not necessarily going to just, like, fall apart into dust on you, but now they have to go out and get whatever they can find. There's going to be some old, rotten straw that's no longer fit for that purpose.
So he says, I'm doing well. I'm curious though, why the Bible? If you don't mind me asking, of course. My partner is from the S, so I adjusted my schedule for her. It's not that from the U.S. Oh, she's from the U.S.
Ah, that makes sense.
It's not that late for her.
We
Them.
were given a challenge. Our grandmother,
Very Christian.
very Christian, very conservative. Yeah. Basically, she hopped onto this challenge. It's a very popular challenge. And it's basically you need to read the Bible in a year.
Yeah.
And she's going to give us, the family members at least, who participate in this challenge, money at the end of it, which is why we're doing it. The reason the stream is because we gotta vent to someone, and we might as well let the rest of y'all hear all this who want to.
This is maddening.
Yeah.
Personally, I have not enjoyed my experience with the Bible so far.
Neither have I. It doesn't even make good. Like story fodder at the moment.
It's like there's good ideas for stories, but the Bible's the one that tells them the worst.
Well, even then, it's kind of just like, for my purposes, it's kind of like, yep, nope, I've seen 100 people do that. Yep, nope, I've seen 100 people do that. There's not anything there for there's not anything to spark my creativity in this thing, so.
But yeah. And so, and it's like, but and then the people are like, why is this happening to us? And must be because of you and Moses and Aaron. Like you're giving us trouble. You're just making things worse. And it's just like, no, it's definitely the king being a dick. The king was just choosing to do this. He's just being a dick. He's allowed to be he's not allowed. He shouldn't be a dick.
He shouldn't be a
But
dick.
he's technically allowed to do it.
They say, oh, interesting. Yeah, my country, Poland, is very Christian. They want us to read the Bible, but most of them never read it, lol.
Dude, there's so just a quick plug in case you're actually sticking around and you're interested in seeing our other amazing thoughts on some of this. There's a YouTube channel by the same name as this Twitch channel, and they're not edited at all. It's just the raw Twitch VODs that are uploaded to YouTube if you're interested. But
yeah.
I forgot the point that I was
We had
mentioning.
opinions about Joseph.
Yeah.
They said,
But-
oh yes, I'm interested.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have a link to the YouTube channel?
Yeah, it should be on our channel.
Cool.
Maybe bots would like to
I mean, if
give a link, maybe? I don't know.
they said it's on our Twitch.
Okay.
So. But yeah, cheesy gays.
Oh.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff in Genesis that I'm like, if I had read this as a kid, whatever faith may have been budding immediately would have been killed.
Right? There was some crazy shit in Genesis.
They can't even get the original creation story. Like,
They had like 3 different versions of it.
mhm.
And it was just like, why? Thank you, Mom.
I cannot read any of those comments.
He said, don't worry, he's gonna find it.
Ah.
But, but yeah. Trying to figure out where we're at.
We are literally at the point where God's telling them how he's going to make everything horrible.
He's gonna do this to show Egypt his great power.
Egypt will not fuck you, God.
It says the Bible is fucked up, lol.
It's so fucked up. Oh my god.
Oh, when we get into the laws bit, there's quite a there. Oh God, the laws. God, there's some of it here in Exodus, Exodus, where he's like establishing the covenant, and I'm just like, dude, who would even? I know these are Bronze Age, maybe still technically late Stone Age peoples who have really limited concepts on things, but a loving God would just be like, hey, maybe don't keep slaves.
Yeah, maybe just don't do that.
Maybe actually take care of each other.
But
or hey, instead of being like, hey, if you seduce the pretty young girl, then you have to marry her. Instead of just being like, hey, don't do that.
we are getting ahead of ourselves.
We are getting ahead of
Way
ourselves.
ahead of
Way
ourselves.
ahead of ourselves. Which is the fun of the stream.
I know, like, there was the
Or this
point.
channel, whatever.
There was a point in chapter 6 where they just started describing the goddamn lineage. I just put screaming. It's just like screaming in my annotations.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why?
So they said, I'm an atheist, but I read the Bible out of curiosity as a fantasy book. And I was like, what the fuck? Do people really want us to behave like people in the Bible? Because they were, well, fucked up, lol.
They're so
Well,
fucked up.
you think you at least here in the U.S., there are indeed people who the people who do believe that we should be following the Bible. They do tend to take that advice actually to heart.
Yeah.
As in, they act like people in the Bible and not, good, inspiring Christians. Which,
It explains,
drifting.
That explains so much about American politics, doesn't it?
It does.
They are doing what the Bible says, just the Old Testament. And the worst parts of the Old Testament.
Yep.
Yeet. And then there's the whole, like, I'm going to harden his heart. Or in my translation it said, I'm going to make him stubborn.
I thought you were going to say make him hard.
We're making him
Yeah. I'm going to harden Pharaoh.
Dude, I put it in there. He was like, I will make the king stubborn so that I can perform my miracles. I was just like, you're stubborn. Fucker.
He does it
Fucker.
literally just to fucking dunk on him.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
I'm not gonna lie, I would expect more of a god.
Right?
Or at least, not necessarily every god, but like, the god that I grew up learning about.
Mm-hmm.
The god that is supposed to be this all-knowing, all-loving, all-protective
Powerful.
god, I would expect to know better, to do better, than to be like, oh, Egypt is fucking over my people. Well, Egypt is going to suffer, and I'm going to dunk on them hard. I would expect something like a quick, very much like, Egypt has been flattened. People leave.
Right?
That's
Or just
what I-
like, there's a whole...
Or scare the shit out of Pharaoh.
Right, and like that's essentially what he's going to do, except he wants to make a fun show out of it, so he intentionally makes it so that the Pharaoh isn't that scared. Like, I feel like if he wasn't making him stubborn or hardening his heart or whatever, Pharaoh would have seen the river turn to blood and been like, okay, yeah, just, you can just go. That's fine. I don't like this, but I'm not fucking with this, right? He's built a kingdom. He's not a complete idiot. But no, God is intentionally like, oh, if they just let him go after one miracle, I don't get to show off as much as I want to.
Because I could see him holding out for, at least the way that this is written,
Mhm.
I can see it being like, okay, he is holding out for 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because at some point his advisors,
They replicate it.
No, because they replicate at least a couple of the very early ones.
I know the blood, the frogs. I think that's the only 2 they could Oh, and the snake. I forgot about the snake thing.
Here we go. This is all the way up in chapter 10. So this is after quite a few of these, but it says his servants ask him. They're like, how long are you going to let this, be an issue?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking let them go. Let them do their thing. You're literally going to bring Egypt down around its ears if you keep doing this shit.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, we're already suffered enough. This could kill us as a nation.
Mm-hmm. Honey, did you want to talk about the plagues?
Yes.
You were very excited about it earlier.
Yes. I want to talk about the plagues. So the plagues. The plagues.
I can't
First of
remember
all.
the sign, so. Okay, it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
First of all.
A bunch of these is just like, what the hell? Okay, the first one obviously the river turned to blood. Yeah.
No, the first one's the snake.
Oh, the
He
first
throws
one's
his stick down.
yeah, the
becomes a
first
snake.
one's the snake, but like, he's not impressed, because the stick looks like a snake looks like a stick, same thing. So,
And then it eats the other ones.
Yeah.
yeah, and then he hits the other ones, and they progressively are supposed to get worse, right?
Mm.
The frog one.
Dude, I straight up in my annotations when it talked about the frogs being anywhere, I was just like, a bisexual's dream.
A bisexual's dream for the
Most-
frogs to be
Most
everywhere.
bisexuals like frogs. Not
But
all,
also,
most.
but also, frogs' legs, free food.
This is true.
Yeah.
I may not be much for frogs' legs, but it is still free food.
Yeah, okay, but he is beating the Egyptians' minds mentally, okay? He's fucking grabbing their brains and squeezing them dry, okay? And then he's just like, you know what? They've been through all this trauma. I'm a loving parent. I'm gonna traumatize them more. I'm gonna kill all their firstborn.
Oh, you skipped over a lot of plagues.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But
You also skipped over your favorite part about all this.
the fact that he said that he's making him hard.
Yeah, hardened to go into him.
Yeah, so he's like, go into Pharaoh and ask again. And I'm going to make it hardened. I'm going to harden him so that he doesn't budge.
The first mention of it for me is Exodus chapter 8, verse 1. And it literally says, then the Lord said to Moses, go into Pharaoh.
Go into Pharaoh, and I will make him hard.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I don't think he says that.
In their version it did.
Did it?
Yeah,
I will
it said
say-
I'll harden Pharaoh.
Because I was also, some context, we all intentionally read different versions.
Although they're more similar than we had thought.
Mozzarella is listening to an audiobook of the King James Version. I'm reading the International Children's Bible, which is just the organization, the International Children's, I think it's just the organization that translated it, because this is not child friendly.
And then
It doesn't have pictures, it's Bible.
I have the Revised Standard Version, which in its thing listed its fucking, like, pedigree almost. because it was the King James version, which then got revised, and then there's an American version of it, and then the American version had to be standardized because apparently they were going with some really, really out there retranslations and add-ins. So
yeah, but yeah. So, but no, there was the snake, the blood, the frogs, the gnats,
The locust.
the locusts,
Boils.
the boils,
the darkness.
The darkness that you could feel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I know for me also, because there was at some point where the pharaoh would start saying, "Okay, I'll let some of you go, or I will do what you want," and it very much felt like God didn't have the stranglehold he wanted, and so like God did the miracle, and then let go of the stranglehold for like a second. And in that second, the pharaoh was like, "Oh God, what the fuck have I been doing? Please get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
And then God was like, "Oh shit, you got stop that!" And he was like, "Actually, don't go anywhere."
Yeah. Well, because
Like
that's
a puppet.
yeah, because that's like the interesting thing about it too is it's like Moses is trying to con him into giving him just like small groups of people. It's like, oh, we need, so many people, blah blah blah, to go out into the wilderness
To worship.
to worship, and it has to be these people, and it has to be out here. And Pharaoh's just like, I know what you're doing.
So they said, "Do you mind me asking a few questions about your wall? I think I see the Celtic cross and infinity symbol, the Mobius strip, I believe what it's called. Are you, by any chance, polyam? And in what are you believing? My partner is a heathen, so I'm curious."
I will say I'm trying to figure out.
The infinity symbol is your tits.
Oh, but they're not my tits.
They're not your tits. No,
It's a painting of tits.
it's a painting of tits.
It was not meant to be tits. It just looks like tits now, but I guess it also looks like.
You're the one who keeps referring to them
From
as
afar,
tits.
it does look like an infinity symbol.
Well, yeah, because you can't see the.
Yeah.
There's one where like a thing is dripping down, and then there's another
Yeah.
thing that's a thing is dripping up.
Yeah.
And then the Celtic cross I think is my bow drawn.
Yeah,
Can you see the
they're-
bow drawn?
Yeah, it's your two bow drums.
Yeah, they're the Celtic drums.
Yes, they're very fun.
Because we
Other
play
people
drums.
bought those for them.
Yes. Maybe it's strip though.
Mobius strip?
I mean, I will say in terms of what we believe, we are all some form of pagan.
Pagan. I'm a voodooist.
I'm technically kind of just following you, so
Yeah.
like a loose voodooist mixed with like other forms of witchcraft.
Yeah.
An eccentric pagan slash witch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're all heathens.
eccentric, eclectic.
But yeah, I definitely believe in the
One of
power
those.
of symbolism and manifestation. Granted, it's not an fantastical power, but it is one.
Mobius strip is another name for the infinity symbol.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
that's just tits.
It's not tits, goddammit.
You said it's tits.
You said at the beginning it was tits, and every time you've referred to them, it's as tits. So,
Listen.
Oh, here we go.
Can they see it better now?
Hold on. Yeah, I think they can.
I did a little thing where one dripped down and one smoked up, and well, now that you see it up close, it probably looks more like tits.
don't let her fool you. She's always referred to them as tits
Yes.
only.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
She has a dirty mind.
Fuck you.
Ow.
Sorry.
You also have a big ass.
Yes.
And,
I
no, we are not polyamorous.
No.
So, me and Macaroni
Are married.
are married, and
I'm the
Dusk is Macaroni's
sister.
sister.
I'm rooming with, for the sake of, well,
Money.
Yeah, money.
It's cheaper.
Yeah. Which is also why the cheesy gay thing, they, fit together with Mott's and Macaroni, and I'm sitting here with my name just being Dusk, which has nothing to do with the channel thing at all.
Well, I mean, it's what your Twitch name has always
It
been.
is, yeah.
So it just fit. because
Yeah.
we were because like originally we were streaming games and gameplay, and we always were just calling you Dusk and acknowledging that you were our sister as Dusk. It felt weird to try and call you by something else here
Yeah.
now that you're on camera. But yeah, we are all flavors of pagan.
And game.
We do have like things that are actually like directly related to our paganism. It's just not on our this wall.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, we can probably show those off on a different stream.
Yeah.
We have a knife. It's very pretty.
We have a pretty
It's
nice-
useless, but
It's very blunt and completely useless, but it looks cool.
You can't stab, but you can blunt force trauma with that
It-
knife.
yeah.
You'll have more effective. It'll be more effective if you have them with the other side.
Yeah.
But it looks cool, so
It's
on our
literally
altar.
it's a decorative knife that I found and I was going to get rid of, and this one went like, no, give it to me.
Yeah.
Like the shiny gremlin they are.
I like
Yes.
shinies. Shinies make me happy.
Yeah.
Shinies are great. It just depends on the shiny.
I like shinies.
I'm more picky about my shinies.
No.
No.
What?
What are we doing this for?
When we're through what we've read.
When we were.
Well, I've read through chapter 22. Right now we're talking about chapter 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm
Please.
feeling queasy, so.
Okay.
Well, because I was going to say, if we can at least get to, I don't know what chapter it is, but get through the plagues and them fleeing across the Red Sea,
Yeah.
then that will be a good ending point, at least this, story-wise.
Yeah. Locust spoiled the whole time. He's making Pharaoh hard.
Yeah.
And
I said, okay, the infinity symbol is the symbol for polyam, that's why I asked. We are polyam, so that's why I know. That's fine. We didn't know that, but like we have,
you learn something new every day.
yeah, we have a bunch of,
know.
we have the bisexual and
Non-binary.
non-binary flags up,
They're over on that
Yeah.
wall above our craft
so
dresser.
yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Sorry for the confusion.
Oh no, you're good.
You're fine.
You're all good.
Alright, let's get through the plagues.
But
Not much to the plagues. It's pretty formulaic.
yeah.
I said God save the Lord.
Thus said the
The
Lord.
Lord.
Thus saith the Lord.
Thus said the Lord. You good?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to rewatch Prince of Egypt for no other reason than to correct you on half the lyrics.
They have hearing problems. It's not gonna matter.
I'm still gonna hear the same thing.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
But
But anyways, the plagues are fairly formulaic.
anyway, the whole.
Moses
Go ahead.
Moses goes in and says, "Hey, this is Egypt plague update number 3 that's happening," and Pharaoh goes, "Yeah, whatever." And then it happens. And then it happens. Pharaoh and all the Egyptians suffer for a little while, and then Pharaoh's like, "Please make it end." Moses says, "I will do this because I hate seeing everyone suffer like this. God, please make it end." God says, "I will make it end." And then Pharaoh goes, "I changed my mind about letting you go if you made it end. You get to stay here anyways."
Yeah, and that just happens a whole lot.
Yeah.
And then he and then he kills the firstborn children, the last plague. And at that point, Pharaoh's just like, "I want nothing to do with any of you,
Yeah,
actually."
he's emotionally broken at that point.
I hate all of this. And then chapter 12 details how to celebrate Passover, which is weird. There can't be any yeast in your homes for this week.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like some kind of cultural thing behind it.
What if you have a yeast infection?
That doesn't count then. He means like baking yeast you would eat. that you voluntarily put in your food. You can, but no one would voluntarily do that. No one. No one. Don't look at me like that. You wouldn't. Don't fuck with me. But yeah. And we detailed how to celebrate Passover, and we celebrate Passover on the day that all the Egyptian children die.
Yes.
Yep.
Because they passed over.
It makes sense. Well, because remember it's called that because the angel of death passed over the
Yeah, it passed
Hebrews.
over the Hebrews and left them alone.
So, like, in terms of, like, the Hebrews themselves, makes sense to celebrate a holiday like that, but, like, for God to demand that they celebrate it like that on that day, when he's the one killing the kids, it's just very much like,
Yeah.
If there wasn't a God demanding this, I would get it, and it'd be like, okay, there are people that have, like, oppressed you and hurt you for decades or centuries now,
Yeah.
right? But the all-powerful God who could solve this without any death, if he wanted to.
Yeah. But no, he knows his audience. He's dealing with Bronze Agers. He knows what they want.
They want death and tragedy.
Yeah.
So either that or he wants death and tragedy.
One of the two.
I
Both.
think he wants it. I don't think Bronze
I
Agers
mean-
are as obsessed with death as
We
we'd like
should
to
have.
think they
We
are.
should have.
No, they're not.
We
but-
should have known this from the beginning that he was gonna solve everything with death because he was like going to kill all the babies and then all of a sudden he was gonna kill Moses after telling him what to do. It says the God in the Bible is not a nice being, lol.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Yeah.
He is not. He's an asshole.
I mean, he literally got mad about people building a town.
Mm-hmm.
Not even to like reach the heavens. They just wanted to build a town with a nice big ass tower in it, and said, "Y'all will now speak different languages, and y'all hate each other." Shoot.
Yeah, because I know at some point it is straight up, I can't remember where in the Bible, but it is straight up said that, like,
Oh, the angry face.
yeah, I'll get there. I'll explain that in a bit for, the chat, but,
It says kill the sheep, babies, and everything else for me, lol.
yeah. But, well, because there was at some point where God was just like, the reason this is all happening, the reason I let you be enslaved and everything was so that I could show my power and show that I have power over all of Egypt. And there was somewhere in here that the way he was talking, it definitely felt like God, it felt like there was an invisible war against, like, Egyptian pantheon.
Mm-hmm.
And he won, and he was trying to pretty much shove it in those gods' people's face.
I
That makes
don't
sense.
recall reading.
It didn't say that directly,
No.
ever. It's just Moses told the king, "When I leave the city, I will raise my hands to the Lord in prayer, and the thunder and hail will stop. Then you will know that the earth belongs to the Lord. But I know you and your officers do not fear the Lord God yet." There's something. "But I've let you live for this reason, to show you my power. In this way my name will be talked about in all of the earth. You are still against my people. You do not want to let them go. So at this time tomorrow..." Where is it? So I know those are two things that contributed to my opinion of that.
Yeah.
Because again, it never explicitly said that. It was just very much.
Okay.
It was that I was reading my little annotation earlier. That's kind of the feel it got.
Mm-hmm.
Was that whole concept, and that's why. Every time he said he saved them, or it was referenced how God saved the Israelites from slavery, even though he let them be there so that he could show off 400 years later. I put a little angry face, and every time it said it, the angry face got bigger and stronger.
And then you have some of them that are just like broken.
No, I like the little scribbly mouth one.
Oh yeah, that's the last one. That's the biggest angry face. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, look at him.
If
I
I
love him.
get to see my interestingly annotated Bible of all my angry faces. Can they see it?
Hold on.
Not focusing.
Yes, they can see it. They can see it.
And then there's the final angry face. At least as of right now. Is it good?
Yeah, get closer though.
Good?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
Final
because the
angry
lights
face.
were blinking everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of angry faces. Made me mad. I was angry.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we forgot about the hail and thunder storm. That was great.
Yeah, that one. Because it ruined all the crops.
Yeah.
Or
It
not
ruined-
all of them, it ruined about half of them. 'Cause
Yeah.
some of them were late.
And then the locusts ruined the rest.
Yeah.
And then the darkness and, yes, death. And so they... Oh, fuck, I lost my place. God damn.
We were at like 11.
Are we all the way at 11 still? Oh, Jesus.
I think so. No, we were at like 12.
13.
12 or 13, yeah.
But we can skip ahead a bit.
They said, anyways, I followed you here and on YouTube, but the time has come. I'm going to bed. Angry faces, LOL. Thank you for the stream. You are all cool. See you next time. I will try to be on your next stream, maybe with my partner.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah,
for joining
thank
us.
Well, thank you.
I hope you sleep well and have
Yes.
sweet dreams
Yes.
about not the Bible.
Yes.
Yes, hope
Yes.
about not the Bible. Anything
Yes.
but the
Have
Bible.
good dreams.
Good dreams about not this.
Because this is not good dream material.
I will say our streaming schedule is a little unpredictable right now. So generally we try to stream Thursdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
Usually,
They said, yes, please, not the Bible.
yeah, say, to hop off, what she was saying, usually at least one stream a week is Bible study, the other is these two chuckleheads
Video games.
doing
Yeah.
video games or
So
something
we
like
might
that.
change that to reactions.
Yeah.
We'll see. Either way, we stream usually at least twice a week, depending on work schedules.
Yeah.
As work is out. But anywho, we need to get through this. Why did I think we could get through all of Exodus in one stream?
Because you also expected it to be like our normal schedule where we would
Yeah,
have started
At
this
like 4.
at like 4, yeah.
Yeah.
4 in the evening.
Instead of at 8.
Yep.
But then the Israelites leave Egypt.
Oh.
What?
The important bit for that one is, so it mentions a couple times that he mentions it once or twice, that the Lord, that God gave the Hebrews favor in the Egyptians' eyes despite what's happening. Which I'm just like, at that point, bitch, you could give them enough favor that they could just leave. And it's not in Pharaoh's eyes, it's just regular Egyptians.
People, yeah.
So,
I'm sorry.
what is this? This is 12, chapter 12, verse 35 and 36, basically, as they're walking out, they're asking all the Egyptians for their fucking gold,
Their
silver,
money and shit,
food.
and they're just like, yeah, sure. Like, it was so weird for me because in one sentence the Egyptians were quoted as saying, please get out, you're going to, if you stay here, we're all going to die. And then the next thing, but God made it so that the Egyptians loved the Hebrews, and so that they gave them everything they wanted when they asked. And I was like, I don't think that's why they gave them everything they wanted. I think they were just
They're
scared
just
shitless.
fuck out of here.
I-
Yeah,
they
in the
were
last,
Anything they could do to get you away.
in the last sentences, thus they spoiled
Egypt.
Egypt. Or the Egyptians in here specifically, but it's like, Holy shit! You basically tanked a country through begging. That's something.
Indeed. And then we get into more rituals.
Yeah. Basically, it's re-going through the Passover and I believe the Sabbath day.
Yeah.
I'm not reading it in enough detail again to be certain.
No, it's the Passover and the Sabbath day. It's not the drama we're here for.
Yeah. If we at some point want to do a separate, like make it as part of when we go over, I don't know, one of the other law bits, come back and like compare and whatnot, we can, but that's not what I have the last dregs of my mental fortitude for today. But yeah, basically.
And then the Pharaoh chases them down to the Red Sea and drowns them, and it makes God very happy. He likes killing people.
So basically, Pharaoh changes his mind and goes like, "What the fuck? Why did we let them go? And why did we let them take all of our shit?"
Yeah.
And my favorite bit is when Moses is like, "Dude, you had us camp up right against the fucking Red Sea. We can't go anywhere." And God's like, "Why the fuck are you whining at me? The sea will move."
Just open it up, man. You can do that. And it's just like, you didn't tell him you could do that.
Oh, that is one thing that is quite interesting about, again, DreamWorks, Prince of Egypt, is they definitely do make God a little bit more understanding and patient.
Right, and I appreciate that.
It definitely would not be kid-friendly if it wasn't, but...
Right? But yeah, he drowns them, and then they watch the Egyptians drown and then start singing.
Yep, they start singing.
Fuck off and keep traveling. And they're dancing with tambourines, and then more... I put up here, like, why so fucking specific all the time? Because it's like, it has to be a male lamb from either a sheep or a goat. He can only be this old or this young, but if he comes from, like, this line, you can't eat him, and you have to roast him. You can't cook him any other way. You have to roast him whole, and... Yeah, it definitely feels like someone wants a super cool, like, ritual dedicated to them without understanding how humans naturally come up with that.
Yeah.
In terms of if this is actually a god, or, like, in terms of that we don't believe in a god. It also feels like they have this super specific ritual and they don't know why they do that, or the full origins behind it. So they just say God gave them these extracted instructions and they've been following them perfectly for thousands of years. Don't worry about it. Exactly.
Another interesting thing I think about the song, at least, is at the very beginning of chapter 15, it is Moses and the people of Israel sang this song, and they show the whole thing going through. And then at chapter 19, it says, right at the end of the song, it said, this is after the song is ended, "For when the horses of Pharaoh, blah, 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 blah," basically recounting very quickly that Pharaoh and all of his army drowned while the people of Israel walked on dry land. And then it says, "Then Miriam, the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took up a timbrel in her hand, and they start singing the song." I'm like, is this another one of those cases? Are you being cute over there?
She's being adorable.
I love my cat. Is this again one of those things where it's like, so did Miriam just like decide that we need another rendition of the song, or was it that we don't actually know who started the song, so we just included both versions of how this chapter would open up?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if on some level it's just kind of they were singing it over and over again.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of it. And so, and one of those times, Miriam, probably the second or third, was just like, tambourines, actually. Mine says tambourines, but timbrels is technically more accurate. But yeah, and then they travel in the desert, and people get mad because they are hungry.
And thirsty.
And God's like, "Why are you grumbling?" And I'm like, "Because they're hungry and thirsty. Sir, do you know what hangry is? You should. You're omniscient." They're hangry, my guy. Feed them. Then he did. But then, like, this whole thing of, like, with the manna, where he was like, only take what you need each day. Except for the 6th day. On the 6th day, you need to take double, because I'm not doing shit on the 7th day. And the first time the 7th day came, in terms of the manna, and there were some people still out there looking for food, he was basically like, hold on, where is it? Then the Lord said to Moses, how long will all you people refuse to obey my commands and teachings? Look, the Lord has made the Sabbath a day of rest for all of you. So on the 6th day, he will give you enough food for 2 days. But on the Sabbath, each of you must stay where you are. Do not leave your house. And I'm just like, bruh, you literally set them up for failure, because earlier in the chapter, it's if you hoarded any manna, if you like kept any that you didn't eat, it would rot and turn into worms. And so it was just like, yeah. So they ate it all because they thought it was going to rot again. And then it did, and then...
Yeah.
Granted, he technically gave them a warning, but again, these people are, like, hungry and thirsty in the middle of the desert. And they just went through some weird shit. Mm-hmm. So, like, give them some grace. They eat, and then they grab some manna and they put it in a jar to preserve for their descendants.
Which
is fine.
Yeah, that's probably dust by now.
Mm-hmm. And
father-in-law makes one more stop. Oh no, we got the fight before that.
yeah, he's fighting with the Amalekites. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Amalekites. And the whole thing of Moses' hand is up, they're winning. If his hand goes down, they're losing. And he's sitting there with 2 men holding his arms up for him.
Basically, they've cheated the system for their miracle.
Yes. And then God is straight up just like, I will completely destroy the Amalekites from the earth. And I'm just like, that's an extreme. They already lost. Like, chill out, my guy.
Yeah.
And then Jethro helps Moses create a pseudo-justice system. Which is
with
like
judicial.
Judicial, yeah.
Because
Judicial
it's
system.
just judging, they're not necessarily doing justice.
Yeah. And because Moses was solving everyone's problems all the time, and Jethro was like, bro, you're too old for that.
Yeah.
Let's do
Well,
much
it was
work.
more of, he would do what is it, was like once a month, I believe.
Mine
Anyways.
didn't give a time frame, it's just that he was always helping people solve problems.
Yeah, because it was.
Don't worry about it.
Well, that doesn't actually give me a time limit either that I can find right now, but I thought it was like once a month, once every couple of weeks. Everyone just comes and stands in front of Moses and
We're like,
it's just
solve
like,
our disagreements, please.
Yeah.
Solve our problems.
Help. And then Jethro is just like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. Appoint,
People.
yeah, delegate, man, delegate.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, they have a judicial system now. Oh god.
I was about to say, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not ready to do the actual, like, rules.
Yeah, we might just stop there for...
Yeah, I think where we will leave this is that they moved again, they continually are moving towards Canaan,
Yes.
and they have camped at Mount Sinai, or Sinai, however you want to pronounce that.
Cyanide.
Cyanide!
Cyanide.
It's the poison mountain.
And Moses has to apparently go and wash everyone's dirty ass. So that way God can actually come down and sit on Mount Sinai and talk with him.
Yeah.
And of course, people get kind of spooked about that. So.
Yes.
Oh, and they can't have sex for 3 days.
Yeah, they can have sex for 3 days, because that's...
It's bad.
Yeah.
Apparently.
They'll go bad like the mom.
Anyways. Sorry it was a little bit rushed and a little bit more, even more vague than usual, but
Hopefully, because we will get through the rest of Exodus next week. For sure. Hopefully next Thursdays when we usually do Bible streams, but we'll see what happens. Because we might do it next Friday since you don't have games next week.
Yeah.
So you'll definitely be here next Friday.
Yeah.
It gives us more time to keep reading because, oh my god. But yeah, and we might start doing reactions instead of games on some nights. We will see how that goes. It depends on whether or not I take the time to find things for them to react to.
Also, whether or not, depending on the video she picks out, if she gives us enough time to actually know our shit for some of them.
No.
No.
You guys get to go in blind.
No, we have to go blind.
I'm gonna avoid political stuff.
Okay,
though.
okay.
I'm not gonna.
Okay, it's just like bad cooking shit
It'll
kind
be
of
like-
level.
It'll be either bad cooking shit or like Kent Hovind and like crazy Christian or like Karen or subreddits or something like that.
Okay.
It won't be like Matt Walsh
Okay.
right off the bat.
Something that I don't need any real actual prep for.
No, exactly. That's the point of the reaction streams. We don't have to prep because we all have full-time jobs. We're tired.
Okay, that's good to know. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Although, what is the one? If you talk about the one, we do have to actually know our shit, because he'll actually start calling you out.
Calvin?
Is it Ken Helvin?
What are we talking about?
It's one of the guys where his whole shtick is like he gets caught up on the creation or something like that. It's like creation versus evolution. That's his whole thing. I think it might be Kent Hovind.
Yeah, we probably won't go there. It might be Kent Hovind. I just know Kent Hovind's a well-known evangelical
Yeah.
individual.
But no, apparently, granted, the people that he does call out, they at least have a decent following on YouTube. But even like small creators who kind of just like mention him, and then are like, yeah, the Bible's kind of trash, and this guy's trash too. Like someone I follow, she was talking more about his shady financial shit, and he immediately like did a whole thing where he like brought her up, not like to talk to, but like brought up the fact that she had mentioned him in many videos, and was just like, well, why won't you talk to me, Emma? Why won't why won't you talk to me? Why won't you just come discuss the truth of the Bible versus your evolution?
Why won't you pay your fucking taxes, man? Let me see
Yeah,
your
and
tax
she was
records.
literally like, I'm not here talking about creation versus evolution. I'm literally talking about the fact that you won't pay your taxes. And the fact that and the fact that despite, our differences on the Bible, you've lied about a lot of other things that are not biblically related. I'm not here to debate you on creation, Kent Hovind. I'm here to say shake the fuck up.
Pay your taxes, bruh.
And like, granted, she's not like a huge YouTuber, but she's definitely got a following already.
Yeah.
So it's not like we necessarily would be mentioned and that you'd have to deal with all of his bullshit, but...
Because, we wouldn't directly react to him because I'm not great at science. I don't know enough about evolution to have that debate.
Yeah.
So, granted, it's not really a debate because evolution is generally agreed upon by any scientist that knows their shit, which is why I'm trusting the scientists that know their shit.
Timelines are a little bit funky, but generally the concept of evolution is...
Yeah, it's a complicated thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we will hopefully be back. We will probably be back next Thursday with either games or reaction, and back next Friday with the rest of Exodus.
Whoa!
Yeet. We are very behind with that.
And, yeah. And at some point, I may actually do what I'm supposed to be doing for these streams and actually, like, look at what some of the scholars actually think about what's going on in this book instead of us just all vaguely rambling about what the fuck is going on in here. But we're all tired. There's so much to do.
We thank you for joining us.
Yes.
It was fun.
Where is you?
Most of the fun. She's over there somewhere.
There it is. Come here. Let the people see you. Oh, okay.
Oh, she wants
She doesn't want the
puppies.
people to see her.
She wants hugs.
Well, I couldn't find her butt, so she was kind of flailing a little bit.
I just saw her desperately like reaching up, and usually she does that because she wants up.
Well, but in that particular point, I didn't have her fully supported like I should have, huh?
Yeah. Her name is Sasha. On the stream we call her Toasty because she looks like burnt toast.
Yep.
And
Oh, and now I'm getting hugs.
Aw.
She's upset with me. You want up?
she's purring so loud.
You want up?
I don't think that our mic can pick up on it, but it's so loud. It's so cute.
Yeah.
She sounds like a dove. But yeah, thank you for joining us, and we will see y'all next week.
Yep.
Say bye, Max.
Goodbye!
Oh God, I'm scared. You
It's
scared
okay.
everyone.
It's okay.
Which button is it, love?
The minus button.
Okay. Did it end?